Here we go.
All right now. Come on, boy. Yeah.
Not on Facebook yet.
Boy, just started streaming. Just
I
now.
know.
Good boy. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Good morning. Sharon's here with her horse. We are here live for the KCHW Morning Show with myself, Chuck Ritchie, and of course my lovely co-host this morning, Miss Sharon Ludwig. We kicked Paula off the show. She's no longer welcome here in the studio. Last time we had Mayor Baxter on the show, who was our guest for the second half of the show. She talked the whole time and didn't let him get a word in edgewise. So she is no longer allowed on the show while the mayor is on.
And you know what day today is?
I have no idea, ma'am, but we'll figure that out later. Today is
April Fools.
Today is the day we have Mayor Lindsey Baxter on the show with us, and we got a lot of stuff to cover. There's a ton of stuff happening throughout the city right now, and the area. It is a busy time for everybody.
Yeah, but I miss Paula. She's off doing something fun.
Well, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes when you manage a radio station, you gotta crack the whip.
I don't believe
and,
ya.
and
April Fools.
Tell people where they need to be, and that today is not here, Paula.
I hope she's not listening to you. My goodness.
Well, you know that was her fault. She should have kept her mouth shut.
What a rude thing to say. Paula, don't believe him.
We love you, Paula.
He's laughing through the whole thing.
I am not. I'm very straight-faced. Can't you see this is a straight-face person here?
Well, nobody can see because I'm still not on.
Uh-oh. Well, let's see here what we're doing. According to my Facebook page, we are on, but
Well,
refresh your page, Sharon, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Now it went black.
Well, it seems like your phone's playing a trick on you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, there. Now it came up when I did it again. And there we are. All right.
There we go.
No,
All right.
that picture on the right on my phone looks like it's a little empty. There's a person missing.
There is a person missing, and we already discussed that.
But yeah. Well, Paula, I miss you.
So you left me alone in here with Chuck.
I'm so sorry.
Wow. So I noticed it's a little chilly, a little rainy out there this morning.
Yeah. It smells like rain and dirt.
Like rain and dirt. Yeah, we're at that not petrichor stage.
Yeah. What does that mean?
So petrichor, and this is real. Petrichor is the name for the smell when it first starts raining.
Oh.
It's that sometimes it's that wonderful sort of fresh like
it's kind of earthy.
Yeah. Like it's not quite raining yet, but it's either just about to start raining or it has just started raining when those first few drops hit the ground. It's a very distinctive smell,
especially
it sort of
in the
up.
spring.
Yeah. So it's I don't know about you, but I was not expecting it to be quite that cold when I walked out this morning.
No, me neither. Yeah,
it's been nice lately, but
So without Paula, I forget the order of things. What do we do first?
We are going to start out with our weather and mountain condition report, brought to you by 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort.
What about birthdays? Do we do that first or do we do that afterwards? See, I don't remember. I'm getting old. I can't remember from week to week.
No, we start with the weather.
Okay.
So we're going to do the weather. We're going to go through some local birthdays on our Chula Valley Lions Club calendar, go through our events, and then that should bring us into the second half of the show.
Okay.
Where, of course, we bring on our guest, Mayor Baxter.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Because I just depend on you and Paula to tell me when to open my mouth.
We'll keep doing that. But we depend on you to keep us in line.
Oh, okay.
And to keep us from going off on too many tangents.
Okay.
You do have the shush stick next to you, so
yes.
You can feel free to shush. you can just don't shush the mayor when he's here.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you can if he goes off on weird tangents. You know.
I don't think he does that.
You never know about these people. I'm just kidding.
This is going to be an interesting show today.
I'm feeling feisty.
I know.
I'm a little sleep deprived. It's April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Brace yourselves, everybody.
Okay, we're in for a ride.
It won't be that bad. All right. So today on our weather and mountain condition report, we're looking at a high of only 47 degrees today. We're going to get some rain early on during the day.
Okay, I don't have any words coming up on mine.
Oh, I don't know. That's usually a setting on yours. You can turn your closed captions off or on.
Really?
Yeah, generally.
Well, it's always there.
Huh.
Huh.
That is a little strange.
I don't know. Okay.
We did do some updating on some stuff over the weekend and last week, so maybe we turned something off accidentally.
Okay.
That's a shame. We do like our captions.
Yeah, it's still not there, but okay.
Okay, well, not much we can do about it right now live on the air.
Yeah, well, if somebody else is having that problem, let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if we want to know whether it's my phone or the radio station.
Well, maybe I'll get my phone up here and maybe I'll just quit. Maybe I'll just not worry about the show and I'll just start doom scrolling Facebook. Yeah.
Probably not. Okay,
Yeah, probably
back
not.
to the weather
Okay.
report.
So tonight we've got a low of 37 degrees with rain likely most of the night, sitting at 100% chance of rain overnight. So we'll get about a half an inch of rain. Then 48 for the high tomorrow, 32 overnight with some light rain again in the morning. Should be drying up a little bit throughout the day. Then partly cloudy skies on Fridays. Those temperatures start to heat up. 55 degrees during the day, and then 35 overnight with partly cloudy skies. Saturday, we're going to see another big jump in temperature to 63 degrees with a 37-degree overnight low. Partly cloudy skies. Then temperatures continuing to rise on Sunday with 67 degrees for the high. That's getting up there into like warm territory.
Yeah.
That's almost feels like summertime.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and it's Easter Sunday, so if you do outside Easter egg hunts, that's good weather.
Oh yeah.
We always do ours inside because outside was always cold, it seemed like. And besides,
Oh, I know.
we used to hide jelly beans, and you're not going to hide them outside.
No, especially
know.
if it's wet, that might get a little
yeah.
gross.
And nowadays we hide full-size candy bars.
I know where I'm going to be for Easter.
And my grown kids, I have to, when we had little kids, we'd have to say, okay, this person can go, and 10 seconds later I'd let other people go, because the big people are ruthless.
And now that they're adults, they wrestle for the
Oh yeah,
Snickers.
absolutely, and they keep track of how many people have how many candy bars everybody's got, so they know that they've gotten them all. It's pretty funny. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm coming over there, and Heather, I'm coming for you. Watch out.
Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt the weather there.
I love that. So yeah, Monday things are getting even warmer with a high of 69 degrees, almost hitting the big 70.
Yeah.
That is no joke. That's for real. With a 43-degree overnight low, partly cloudy skies. Then we're going to have sun on Tuesday with a high of 68 degrees, 38 overnight. So yeah, that's really, really starting to warm up next week.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's full on. I mean,
well, and then the
almost 70.
next 2 weeks, tomorrow is the only day that gets down to freezing, 32. The rest of them are above freezing, according to this weather report.
So since you're our I guess the closest thing to a plant expert we have on the Wednesday morning show, how do you think things are looking for getting plants in the ground?
Well, those things that'll handle a frost, if your dirt is thawed out and warm enough, and I grab a handful of dirt and squeeze it and open the hand, and if it stays together in a clump, I can't work my soil yet.
Oh.
Because it's too wet, and I have so much clay in it.
Yeah.
So it has to fall apart. Then I can work my soil. Then I can plant things. And now when the snow's off of the Chihuahua Peak, you can plant peas. It's just about off at Chihuahua Peak. You stand anywhere in Chihuahua, and you look up at those mountains, and you go,
I don't
there's
see
not
any snow.
much snow.
Mm-hmm.
No. And so things like peas, potatoes, carrots could be planted as soon as you can work your soil. Beans, you want to wait. Cucumbers, you want to wait. Tomatoes, you want to wait.
Why not? Even growing up in Alaska, like the potatoes would actually overwinter.
Oh yeah.
And come back again in the spring. So you could actually plant your potatoes in the fall.
Wow.
And then let them overwinter, and that was a pretty common technique, and then yeah, then they just pop right up in the spring.
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of greens, lettuces, and things like that can withstand the real cold weather, so people plant those out.
Yeah.
We just got into the habit because we had a monthly income. We only got paid once a month,
Right.
and it seemed like the end of April we didn't have enough money to buy seeds, so we'd always buy them the end of May and plant. And the people around us, we'd see their gardens. They'd slowly come up. We'd plant ours on Memorial Weekend. That's when we planted everything. And it'd pop right up and catch up to everybody else's. So,
Nice.
Once we get warm weather, everything's going to grow great.
And I have noticed multiple varieties of not just the plants coming up, but actual flowers blooming already.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen
Crocuses
yeah.
are blooming. Tulips are budding up. I've seen a bunch of daffodils blooming around.
Yeah, I was going to say the daffodils are going like crazy. There's the church downtown here. The side of the building has that beautiful daffodil garden.
Right. And I think the heat from the church must warm it early. The heat from the bricks there.
I was wondering the exact same thing. If maybe because it's right next to the building there.
Yeah.
Because they've been up for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah. And then my grape hyacinths, which are really a cute little purple plant, they're blooming too. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
One of these days I'll have to look up what all those means. I know what the daffodils are, and I
know what a tulip is.
I definitely know what a tulip is, and I think I know what the crocuses are. They're a little short to the ground. Some are purple. They're the ones that are out there blooming right now. They're purple and blue.
Purple, yellow, different colors. Yes.
They're beautifuls. They're the beautifuls color.
Yeah.
All right. So
and your trees are budding. So if you're going to be pruning those fruit trees, you want to prune them before the buds open. So you want to be pruning right now. March is your pruning time around here for
is it?
Fruit trees.
Okay, I was wondering about that. I was wondering if we do it now or in the fall.
Some people do it in the fall. You need to have enough weather to seal your cuts.
Yeah.
Before it freezes. So there's most of us don't get around to it in the fall.
Right.
So we do it in the spring.
Well, I had my pear tree finally last year on its 8th year in life decided to give us pears last year.
Oh, nice.
They were absolutely delicious. We didn't get quite as many as we thought we were, but happy to have the ones we got.
Yeah.
And I thought we had a ton until I saw someone else's established pear tree, and I'm like, oh, our little tree is, I guess, pretty bare. But no, I'm afraid to trim those up because I don't want to damage that if we're going to get more pears again this year.
Well, and some trees, some fruits like pears and peaches don't need near as much pruning as apples do. And generally, if you have shoots that go straight up off of a branch, you prune those.
Right.
They can produce fruit, but they break easier.
Okay.
So the heavy fruit will break off, and it could damage your tree. And then generally, if you have two that cross and touch each other, you cut one of those down.
Right.
Those are the two pruning things that, if you do that, and most things like your pears and peaches don't have much of that.
Right.
So you don't have to do much pruning.
Yeah, my pear tree has a really nice sort of natural shape to it.
Yeah. And so I'm not a pruner, but I wouldn't touch it unless it had those things that go straight up. Or if you're wanting to prune to height or something,
Yeah.
you want to keep it short.
Like top it or something.
Yeah.
I should do that. This tree, when we first planted it in the ground, was it was one of those where you mail order it and you get a stick with the little ball of roots and like.
And you're thinking, is this a joke?
Thing.
Is this an April Fool's joke?
Yeah. Like this is just a stick. It was literally like a 3-foot tall stick.
Yeah.
It had no branches, no nothing. Just like those little, like the little plastic things. Sometimes you see the caramel apples wrapped in.
Oh yeah.
Just like one of those around the ball of roots. And now that tree is taller than my house.
Oh.
It's wild. It's been growing so fast. It's a beautiful tree though.
Nice.
All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the higher elevations, see what's happening up on the mountain.
Okay.
I know they are closed for the week. They're keeping a look at the weather conditions. They're looking at the rain we have today and overnight and tomorrow. That may end up bringing up some more snow up there, but they can't open right now unless we get some more snow.
Huh.
If that does open, if it does happen, they hope to open over the weekend. If not, then they will probably continue to stay closed. So you can keep an eye out at ski49n.com to see if they update those weather conditions. Right now, they haven't updated it in a few days.
Well, and the weather conditions, now those skiers that are also golfers are turning their attention to golf. And there's also seasonal workers who work at the hill in the winter, but they work at the golf course during the summer. So sometimes, depending on what our springs are like, they're working double duty,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Oh, yeah,
And,
there's-
and some people are so proud, they say, well, I went skiing this morning and I golfed this afternoon.
Right?
You know?
I know my dad growing up in parts of California, he would talk about as a kid going up, skipping school and going up skiing in the morning and then coming home in the afternoon and surfing in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
same sort of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. When he said that, I kind of pictured, like gophers or prairie dogs sticking their head out of the hole, like they're up there at the mountain, then, ooh, golf? And they're running down the mountain to the golf course. Sorry.
Yeah.
I get weird visuals in my head. All right, so do you want to? It looks like we went through the. Again, they're trying to open up over the weekend. Not sure if that's going to happen, but keep an eye out. They were able to open last weekend because they did get some fresh snow.
Yeah.
But they're going to see and
Well, and it says they have 12 inches at the base and 36 at the summit. But an interesting thing that I find is that their year-to-date snowfall has been 100 inches.
yeah.
Well, that means we've had a lot of thawing and
yeah.
packing for that 100 inches to go down to 36.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was up there a couple weekends ago, and it's looking pretty bare up there, but
Yeah.
they did still have some decent trails. It's been pretty warm since then, so I'm not sure how much they have left, but
okay, so
every year this happens,
yeah,
like it or not.
yep. So we are now talking about breakfast,
Yeah,
are we?
let's talk about breakfast and lunch.
At the Guess Elementary and at the high school here. I don't know if they have different types of food at the different schools. I don't know. We just talk about Guess because we want their food. But
Right?
for
'Cause
breakfast,
we want all your food.
yeah.
Watch out, kids. Sharon's coming for your food.
Yeah. For breakfast, we have an entree that is a bagel variety, a yogurt parfait, cold cereal variety. For fruit, we have apple juice, fresh fruit variety, and milk. We have fat-free chocolate milk and non-fat milk. And miscellaneous mozzarella string cheese. I think that they repeat their breakfast over and over. You know, that's the best thing to do is repeat it. Once a month you have this. Now, like on Thursday, tomorrow, they're having an omelet and hash browns. We never get to report that
I know, right?
because they don't serve that on Wednesdays.
I get to on Thursdays.
Oh, you lucky person.
We get to talk about hash browns and omelets on the air. Woohoo!
So then for lunch today at the elementary school. Now, this is very interesting because they have lunch today, mini corn dogs, tater tots, a raw veggie bar, fresh fruit variety, and milk of your choice. There is no lunch menu for Thursday or Friday. Do you know why that is?
I do not know. Did they decide to finally stop feeding those kids?
Well, they could have, but I believe that the kids don't have school, that they have parent-teacher conferences for 2 days.
Oh.
And then all next week, the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is spring break, so there's no lunch menus.
Oh.
So the
see,
kids get a big deal vacation.
That's pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome.
Congratulations, kids.
Yeah. Yeah. So they stay home and their parents get to go to school for a day, for an hour or two, visiting
Oh,
the
man.
classes.
Poor parents.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a look at the Chula Valley Lions Club calendar
Okay.
and see who we have on there for
On it.
today. Oh, wait. I got to do a thing here.
Okay.
I got to pull the page off.
Ooh, just like on the radio where you see it, where they just pull a page and drop it to the floor.
Except I threw mine in the trash can next to me here.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to I just cleaned up in here. I don't want to make a big mess. I cleaned and you didn't even say anything.
Oh, well, it looks very nice, but it always looks nice in
You
here.
don't care. Sometimes it's a real mess in here.
Well, I tell you then.
You don't have to make me feel bad. I know it gets a little messy in here. All right, so today we have one name on our Chula Valley Lions Club calendar, and this one's going to be really fun to say. Linda Schazenbach.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Linda's birthday today, so happy birthday, Linda.
See, I don't know Linda.
I don't either, but I love your name.
Yeah. I
So-
know Bill and Lorraine, but I don't know Linda.
Oh, nice. Well,
Okay.
Sharon's got a song for you. She's going to sing.
Happy birthday.
You ready?
No.
You ready? You ready?
No. It's
Happy birthday, happy day. Happy birthday, yay.
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 It's your birthday, shout hooray. We are singing to you today. Another year older and wiser too. I don't have the right tune. Happy birthday to you.
Nice.
That's my little happy birthday. Now, for some reason, my Chihuahua Chamber events calendar is not coming up. It's still in March. So we'll just go to the community calendar.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about things that are happening in Chihuahua. And I keep saying this. You know, we thought we were going to take a break. We haven't taken a break.
What is that?
Yeah. We're just having a busy time, fun time in Chihuahua.
I know. I'm looking at my May calendar, my May schedule, and it's
It's packed.
I'm trying
Already.
I'm trying to figure out when I get a day off, and
Yeah.
I'm failing to find one.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we got a lot of fun stuff coming up, though.
Yep. Talking about the weather and spring, I mowed half my lawn yesterday.
Wow.
Because I was taking a walk around town. Well, actually, my car was in getting new tires. So I walked home and then walked to work. But I noticed there were a lot of lawns that looked like they'd just been freshly mowed. So I came home and looked at my lawn critically and said, yeah, I got to see if that lawnmower will work. And
yeah.
it started right up, and I mowed half the lawn. Yeah. I didn't mow the back. I just mowed all the side.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a riding lawnmower that the last time I used it, it was about 3 years ago. I parked it still running, but the battery was bad. I had to give it a jump start with the car.
Uh-huh.
And there was there's a weird rattle, and it was kind of blowing some smoke. So I parked it and never. I was thinking the other day, I wonder if that thing would actually start up.
Well,
But-
you put a battery in it. You might have to change the oil. You might have to, talk lovingly to it and tell it what a wonderful machine it is.
It hasn't. I don't know. It hasn't been talking lovingly to me the last few times I used it. I got a new push mower that's battery operated. I got a double wide, double blade battery operated push mower. That's
Wow.
Yeah,
And is it
self-propelled.
self-propelled?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
It's
So
kinda
you're
nice.
getting exercise and it's working well, so you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have to really push.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
And last year I used it once.
Well, Chuck, you need to get outside
I
and
do.
breathe that air and mow that lawn.
I do.
Okay,
And
well.
it is time I started taking my allergy pills, so I know it's spring.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Today is Wednesday, and it is April 1st, and it is April Fool's Day. So expect to have people tell you jokes and tell you things and then say, ha, 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 April Fools.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What's special? What's this day? April what?
April Fool's Day.
I don't know no fools.
No, it takes a fool to know a fool. No, I don't know. So I guess you're not a fool. Oh, anyway. So, as far as we know, we have pickleball this morning at the old middle school, and that's all I have. So you tell me what else we have.
Well, we have a reminder from the Chamber of Commerce, of course. If you're a Chamber member, today's the day to email those items for the Chamber newsletter. You can email those to info@shawila.org. I get those over to Chloe. They can get to the newsletter. We have the Sit and Fit class happening at the Senior Center from 9 to 10 a.m. That's at 302 East Main Avenue. Those are free to the public. You meet at the Senior Center on Monday and Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m.
Do you have to be a senior?
I don't think so. I think it's just at the Senior Center. But I do know there's lots of great exercise and stuff you can do from a chair. So
Yeah.
There's again, I always talk about how I've watched these crazy videos of these people doing chair yoga.
Yeah.
And some of the
yeah.
stuff they do is just mind blowing.
Yeah.
I mean, put
Well,
them
and I-
on the Vegas Strip.
And I watched some of them doing exercises to oldies type songs, that are real peppy,
Yeah.
and I think, oh, that looks like fun, but I don't do it.
Well, it shows you can get exercise anywhere for
That's right.
for people with disabilities, for people that
Yeah.
are just getting back in shape or getting some exercise. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Recovering from something. Yeah. It's good stuff.
Okay.
All right, then we've got, let's see here, the Tule Valley Lions Club. They are meeting from 5:30 to 6:30 at the American Legion Post 54. And I know they do great work over there. They're always looking for more people to help them out.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard through the grapevine that you go to those meetings, and we're all on different boards and stuff. And as much as we love our boards, sometimes getting ready for a board meeting is like, oh, do we have to do a board meeting tonight? And I've heard that their meetings are actually fun, and they're ones people look forward to.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah,
And then we also have city council tonight
yeah.
at 6:30.
So you don't want to miss out on the excitement of that.
Yeah. And if you don't want to go, they do have it on Zoom. You can go to the city site, and I can't tell you right now how to get there, but I know that there's a little link, and you just click it, and they'll let you watch. And
Now-
they've been working the kinks out. Like
Yeah.
1 week they didn't have the video, and 1 week they didn't have the sound, and 1 week, but they're getting better. They're getting better.
Good.
Yeah.
There's a learning curve for sure.
There is.
And anytime you switch up technology,
Oh, yeah.
it's never going to work right the first time.
No. And I sat in a meeting not too long ago where everything was practiced 15 minutes before, everything was running. The meeting started and it wouldn't work.
Yep. Like our morning show.
Yeah. Pretty funny.
So I got to ask, in these meetings, have they had it up and running well enough yet to? Is there a point? I know during the beginning of the meeting, people can come in. There's a period for people to talk at the beginning of the meeting,
Right.
And that's encouraged. Again, if you have something you'd like to say to the city council, you can go to the council meeting.
Yep.
And there's a comment period at the beginning of every meeting where you
Right.
can voice your concerns, give somebody kudos, ask questions, that sort of thing. Now, can you do that if you are watching on Zoom during that comment period?
That's a good question. I don't know, but I do know that the city administrator was over in Olympia for some Olympia business, and she gave her report via the Zoom.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know, if the audience can make comments. That's a good point to bring up.
I like that, doing her Olympia business.
Yeah. Well, Okay, so then tomorrow is Thursday, April 2nd, and we have the start of First Thursday, the weekend. So we have a recycled art show.
Yes.
And tell us about that.
Okay, so the recycled art show, man, there's a bunch of stuff happening for that. So there are different artists from around the area, even a couple from Spokane that, gosh, I don't have the names in front of me. I don't have the poster. Apologies. I generally pull those off the, they're not on the regular calendar here, and I can't get them off the chamber calendar.
The recycled art show at the Aaron Huff Cultural Center.
You got it?
It says create art with Gail Sharapi.
Yeah, Gail's going to be doing some.
And feature Marcy
hands-on.
Bravo's amazing community collaborative spring.
Oh, we're losing you in the mic, Sharon. There you go.
Well, I can't read in the mic and read this at the same time.
If you can't see her on video, she's
I
got
have
papers in each hand.
Oh, man. Okay. Featuring Marcy Bravo's amazing community collaborative Spring Bloomers and Pollinator Window at Bradley's Taekwondo. If you've not seen that, that's amazing.
It is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. And they went to
It's
area
jaw-dropping.
schools, and the kids recycled and made these. You would not know they were recycled projects. It's just amazing.
And they were working on them in the library. I know they had a thing at Seeker's Bookstore.
Yeah.
Really, really incredible stuff.
Yeah, really nice display. They got that ready for First Thursday and the weekend. Also, let's see. Also on Thursday, I'm not sure where Craig and DeBratz are performing. If they are, they have before at Fired Up, but I don't think they are there because I think they've changed to a movie night on Thursdays.
Yeah.
So,
And I do know. So going back to the recycled art show, I do know there's. I think is it Dan Dross is his name? There's a gentleman that makes lamps and things out of instruments.
Oh, maybe
that are phenomenal.
Probably.
And I know that it's the last month for the Winterfest for the Arts over at the Trails and Gallery. There's going to be art hanging at the Courtside Brewery, the Yale Press. I'm not sure if Stephanie has anything over there at Westoff this month, but it's a big one. It's springtime.
It is.
Spring is in the air. The flowers are blooming, And it's time to recycle your art.
Yeah.
So.
And it's going to be nice today, so get out there and walk and see everything.
What's that? People are sneezing. Right? As our mayor said, people are sneezing.
Okay, anything else for Thursday?
I don't have anything.
Okay. On Friday, we start the day with the chamber out at the casino, 7 a.m., and adult pickleball. I imagine there is a dinner at the Legion. I don't know which kind or who's sponsoring it. And that's all I have for Friday. Then Saturday, Kiwanis is having their Easter egg hunt.
Yes.
11 a.m. at Snyder Field. And if you don't know what Snyder Field is, that's the football field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, over there on the outside, just on the outside of town.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can get there through the construction.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about that later, aren't we?
They're gonna keep the road open. I hope.
Oh, yeah.
I hope. Right.
And the Easter egg hunt they have it in age groups, and they have, I believe the way they set it up is they have areas for different ages.
Okay.
They have 0 to 4, 5 to 7, and 8 to 12. So if you're not 12 or under, unless you got a baby you're taking around, you don't get to do the Easter egg hunt. Sorry.
My wife says I act like an 8-year-old. Does that count?
You got to look like one, not just act like one.
Well, when I shave my face, I do look like a chubby 12-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah, there's that.
Then I don't have anything else for Saturday. Sunday is Easter Sunday, and I hope that if you go to church, you go to church on Sunday. And most of the churches in our area will be having special Easter programs. And so some people that's the only week they go to church is Easter and Christmas. But some people are regulars. But anyway, Easter is a good time to go.
Better late than never.
Yeah, yeah. Monday, we have April 6th, and that's pickleball in the morning at the middle school gym, single deck pinnacle at the senior center, 5 p.m. every Monday, and the Brick Builders Club, 3:30 at the library every Monday. And it starts spring break for the Chihuahua schools. No school all week from April 6th through the 10th. And so I'm aware of a couple of families that already headed to Hawaii.
Oh.
For spring break. Our little Annie, her family took off and went, from our show when it closed.
That was an excellent show, by the way. That was a lot of
fun.
fun.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
I did love seeing Bridger with his head shaved.
It
works for him.
Yeah,
man,
man. And he had a special head shaver who shaved his head every day, and they put special stuff on it. He was telling us how he's putting this stuff on it to make it shine. I don't know if it shined.
Is he going to stay with the bald head for a little while?
I don't know.
Is he going to keep it?
Yeah. But he was a good sport about it. I know that in auditions, the director said, now, who would like to audition, or who would be willing to shave their head to be, and he was... me, raised his hand right up.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was great.
It does make him look about 20 years older. So if you see a tall, bald, young-looking gentleman out there, check his ID. This goes for this guy behind me too.
Yeah. Okay, then we're just going to give some highlights coming up this month. Next Wednesday is Chill with the Chamber, noon to 1 at Fired Up Pizza. For those who can't make it to the Friday Chamber of Commerce meeting, Chihuahua Arts Guild scholarships are due next Wednesday by 4 p.m. Now, those art scholarships are pretty neat because they always have given them to seniors. This year, for the first time, they're giving them to returning adults going to school in the arts. There will be scholarships available. And you just go to the Chihuahua Arts Guild web page and you can make an application for a scholarship.
Fantastic.
It is. Yeah. And coming up in April, the 18th is the citywide cleanup. And we're going to give you lots more details on that as it comes up. But there's going to be clean up your place.
Oh, yeah.
And they will have roll-off dumpsters to put tires and paint and different things like that you want to clean up your place from. Also,
I know they're not doing it that same weekend, and maybe you or Mayor Baxter has some more insight on when the chipper days are going to be.
I don't. I keep watching my city bill, and I'm hoping that it'll be printed on the city bill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know during the Home and Garden Show, there were a bunch of people that were asking when's Chipper Day is going to be, and nobody really had an answer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's hope to find. I know I've got especially after having a couple major windstorms this winter
Oh,
and
yeah.
early spring.
Yeah.
Man, I've got some definite branches I need to get out of there.
Yeah. And then also on the 18th, the Chihuahua Arts Guild has a wine and poetry night. Just put that on your calendar.
Oh, nice.
I don't have the date. I mean, the time exactly. Maybe I do. No, I don't.
Let's see, 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. to 8:30. 7
Thank you.
a.m. That's a bit much. That's a bit early for wine.
For wine. And then the next week at the Center for the Arts, it's called Haha Da Vinci, and it's a
Yes.
music, magic, and mayhem. And she's going to be here on the 23rd. She will be doing a magic workshop for free at the Chihuahua Creative District building, at the Aaron Huff Memorial Building. And on Friday, she's doing a show at the Center for the Arts.
Yeah.
What's interesting is she just contacted the Center for the Arts and said, I've been touring, and if you look up her Facebook, her website, she's toured all over the world, but she's been touring in the United States, and she had an opening for possibly someplace in Washington, and she just looked at a few things, contacted us, and said, could she come here? And so we've got her set up. We're really excited to have her at the center.
That's going to be a lot of fun. She does music, comedy, magic.
Yeah.
Kind of a mix of everything.
Yeah. So, and then, let's see, I'm giving too much detail, aren't I? Because we just want to highlight. April 25th is Earth Day. That's a good thing. April 25th and 26th is a fly-in at the airport. Cornhole, free flights, all kinds of things. We'll have more information on that. Then April, the last week, the 27th, 29th, May 1st, and 2nd are auditions for Shakespeare's As You Like It.
Mm-hmm.
May 2nd is the citywide yard sale. So besides cleaning up things for the citywide cleanup, if you have things that you think you could sell, set them aside and fill your garage with things that you could sell at the citywide yard sale. It's a big deal around here. May 8th is
where do I start separating that pile out?
Yeah. May 8th is a Washington State Poet Laureate Derek Sheffield workshop at the school and the library. May 9th and May 16th, Chihuahua's Got Talent auditions.
Mm-hmm.
May 16th and 17th, Valley Warriors Against Cancer, their fundraiser out at Valley. May 16th, the Colville Valley Animal Sanctuary's Denim and Diamonds Gala in the Colville Ag Center. May 29th and 30th, there's this is in Spokane, but it's a free organ workshop. May 29th is a concert, and then the 30th has classes all day for beginning organ players, advanced organ players. That's, like piano organ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not out there playing with their spleens.
No. Yeah. And so most churches have organs around here. And so if you have people that you want to get more advanced training, this would be a great, they're coming from, let's see, I believe it's BYU. Yeah, the BYU traveling workshops, and that will be out in the Spokane Valley. But organ training for youth, how to, and beyond the basics. So I think that's a good thing, and it's free. Good thing to take.
Just watch out for dysentery if you're out there on the Oregon Trail. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. That's a joke for you Gen Xers out there. Yeah.
Oh, May
Crickets.
30th is Chihuahua's Got Talent. June 29th is Red Elvis's at the Autoview.
Yes, tickets are on sale for that now.
We have got things happening in Chihuahua as always.
Oh, yeah. There's a couple things I want to hit on for the radio station really quick here. We do have, in addition to the June 29th Igor and the Red Elvis show, which is going to be at the Autoview Drive-In, May 2nd, right here, we are going to have a reggae show. We're hoping to get the tickets. We're going to get the tickets up for that today. I know we're going to have Northwest Breeze, and I'm not sure who else exactly is in the lineup. We're still waiting to confirm a couple things, but that's going to be a fun thing.
You go do your citywide yard sale, and then you go to the show here.
Yeah, exactly. Spend all day outside and then catch some reggae vibes. Yeah, that'll be fun. So then let's see, April 10th. So coming up in just another 10 days is the deadline to put in your submissions for the KCHW facade improvement. So we got some funds via Artswell through the Creative District to do some facade improvements, including a big neon sign that we're going to hang from the tower and do some facade improvements along the whole front of the building. So we're getting the sign on the tower is, well, it's not neon, it's LED, but it's supposed to look like neon. That's not part of the bid. We've already got that set up and ordered. But the rest of it, we do have a budget for somebody to put in their submissions. I do believe you can go to the Creative District website. They're handling all of the RFPs for that and the submissions coming in. So I'm really excited to see what we do here.
Yeah,
Trying
fun.
trying to match the inside on the outside.
Yeah, so we'll ask the mayor. Did the city still have that facade grant that they had a few years ago? So it's gone.
Nope. That'd be
Okay,
nice, though.
because that
That'd
would be nice to add that to your monies you already have.
We have applied for a few other things. We're waiting to hear back on to see if we can maybe not so much add money to that budget, but cover the sign.
Yeah.
Is what we've asked for, and then we can divert that money back to the main budget for the front of the building. So,
well, when you think about it, we could have a whole program on grants in this city. I mean, the city government, PACA, or the Center for the Arts, the Creative District, we all use grants, and we're so grateful for those people who want to fund grants.
Oh, absolutely.
Like this year for Annie. For our 2 shows this year, we got a grant that covered transportation from schools to bring their kids. So I'm in the process of figuring that out. It's $7 a mile per bus, and it ended up being $400 or $500 for some of these schools because they brought in 3 buses or whatever from Valley or from Inchelium, and we still have enough left over that they're going to get transportation money for Annie, and then we've applied for the same grant for next year, so we're hoping to get it too.
Very cool.
That's a real help because transportation costs have really gone up.
Oh yeah, everything's gone up.
Gas prices. Whoa!
I went to get a package of hot dogs the other day at the grocery store. $9 for a package of hot dogs.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding. It was insane.
You're shopping the wrong week or the wrong store or the wrong kind of hot dogs.
I get the good hot dogs, so there's that. But they ain't $9 hot dogs. That's for sure. All right. So I think that just about covers everything.
I think it does.
You ready to take a break, and then we're going to come back with Mayor Baxter after the second half of the show.
Yep.
So we're going to take a break. We're going to listen to some news. Thank our sponsors. We'll be right back for the second half of the KCHW Morning Show right here on KCHW 102.7, your Northern Lights Public Radio. Stick around. We'll be right back. Support for KCHW comes from Thrive Broadband. Thrive Broadband provides fiber internet and phone service to homes and businesses throughout Chewelah. Thrive's fiber network features equal upload and download speeds, supporting streaming, online learning, and business connectivity all at the same time. More information about Thrive's broadband services can be found online at thrivebroadband.com or by phone at 509-935-3500. KCHW would like to thank Thrive Broadband for supporting community radio in Northeast Washington.
The Public News Service DOA newscast, April the 1st, 2026. I'm Mike Clifton. A U.S. district judge temporarily halted President Donald Trump's White House ballroom construction project, ruling that the proper procedures were not followed before the project began. Judge Richard Leon wrote, "I have concluded the National Trust is likely to succeed on the merits because no statute comes close to giving the president the authority he claims to have." The BBC notes that Trump criticized the ruling on a social media platform. He said the project is going well and will be the finest building of its kind anywhere in the world. Meantime, on Tuesday, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in favor of therapist Callie Childs, who challenged a Colorado law banning conversion therapy for minors, a process counselors use to try to change a child's sexual orientation or gender identity.
The nation's highest court called Colorado's law an egregious assault on First Amendment free speech protections that apply to talk therapy. Angela DeLara with the advocacy group GLAAD says it's important to remember that the verdict wasn't about whether the practice is safe or effective.
Conversion practices are proven to be dangerous and have been discredited for decades, not only because they're ineffective, but because those who undergo it suffer devastating harm to their relationships with family and with their faith communities.
Childs claimed that Colorado's law blocked her from being able to work with minors who want to live a life consistent with their faith. Childs was represented by Alliance Defending Freedom, which has worked to undo rights to reproductive freedom, ban marriage equality, and prohibit equal protections for transgender people. I'm Eric Galatas.
Next, social workers have complex feelings about achieving legal permanency for children in foster care. And as the National Week of Social Work Month draws to a close, advocates are reviewing updated poll results from 2024.
Child welfare professionals often face burnout, long hours, and legal barriers, but many working in the foster care system still believe it's possible for a child to find a happy home. Rita Sornin with the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption says the Harris poll conducted by her organization 2 years ago showed widespread discouragement among workers in the field.
But then we began to see a dip when we said, is it possible? Is legal permanency possible? Legal permanency is legal adoption, legal guardianship, reunification or reinstatement of parental rights.
Sornin adds in some cases the attitudes of judges, attorneys, social workers, or others involved in the foster care system may become a barrier to permanency for a child. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption first commissioned the Harris poll in 2022 to survey child welfare professionals across the United States on their perspectives surrounding legal permanency. In 2024, the foundation re-administered the survey with new questions to gain additional insights. This is Nadia Ramlagan for Ohio News Connection.
This is Public News Service. A report says Tennessee has shortchanged public schools by hundreds of billions of dollars over the last decade and widening longstanding inequities for students.
The report finds 42 states devote less money to education than they did 20 years ago. Nationwide, that decline in effort amounted to nearly $600 billion in lost state and local revenue from 2016 to 2023. Bruce Baker of the University of Miami says Tennessee's most affluent districts spend about 1% more than needed to reach outcomes that match the national average, while the highest need districts spend almost 40% less. He says students are worse off for it.
One of the findings in our state reports is that the percent of students in below adequate districts in Tennessee is 83.1% of students are in below adequate districts, putting Tennessee 43rd among states.
Danielle Smith reporting.
Next, as New England public schools work to improve their students' reading test scores, some small rural districts in New Hampshire are sharing the secrets to their success.
8 of the state's top-scoring schools had fewer than 100 students tested last year, with many located in low and medium-income parts of the state. Kristen Kevala is the superintendent of the Mason School District and principal to its Lone Elementary School, which has a reading proficiency rate of 84%. She says trusting teachers and giving them flexibility within their job is key.
They teach Common Core standards, and however they need to teach that, they teach it. So they have curriculum that's a resource, but they're not expected to use every piece of it.
She says teachers spent the last 3 years revamping their writing curriculum, which they developed themselves based on their own students' needs. Each student is also eligible for specialized services, whether they're identified as needing them or not. This story is based on original reporting by Jeremy Margolis with the Concord Monitor. I'm Catherine Carley.
Finally, today is National Walking Day. The American Heart Association is calling on folks in Washington to hit the ground walking.
Research shows only 1 in 5 adults and teens get enough exercise to maintain good health. Clinical exercise physiologist Lindsey Olson says adults need 30 minutes a day of moderate intensity aerobic exercise, at least 5 days a week. If that feels like a stretch, she advises people to break the time into smaller pieces and build up.
You want to start feeling confident in your body again. You don't want to say, oh, if I can't do 30 minutes, I'm not going to exercise at all. Even starting with 5 or 10 minutes is great, and doing that several times during the day and then building up from there.
Olson recommends brisk walking for exercise because it works a lot of muscles at once and people can easily adjust the intensity and time. I'm Isabel Charlet.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. You can find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
It's 8:16.
You're listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW. Chewelah, Colville, Kettle Falls.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
And by
Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
Programming brought to you by Ryan Moore, your Edward Jones financial advisor in Deer Park, Washington. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Edward Jones is a firm that helps individuals and business owners achieve their financial goals. More information is available at edwardjones.com or by calling 509-276-2974. Edward Jones, member SIPC, with locations in Deer Park and Chewelah.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Alrighty, here we go. It is our Wednesday morning roundup. I'm losing my tongue here. Here we go. Because I was trying to find the button.
All right now. Come on, boy. Yeah! Good boy. Yeah!
Hey, good morning. Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. It is still Wednesday, April 1st, 2026. We are here with myself, Chuck Ritchie, my lovely co-host, Miss Sharon Ludwig. Paula's off for the day, and we have our Mayor Baxter here with us today. Good morning, Mayor Baxter. How you doing?
Good morning. Good, thank you. Glad to be here.
Oh, let's get you a little closer to that microphone. You pretty much almost have to have your mouth on. There you go.
Or you can bring it to you.
Yeah. You've been a busy mayor lately. You're running all around the country and doing a bunch of stuff.
You can tell. Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you can tell I've been super busy.
Oh, yeah.
It feels that way.
How's everything been going?
Really good, really busy, but certainly complicated by the fact that I'm still serve as the high school assistant tennis coach. So doing double duty for 3 months, March, April, and May, is certainly taxing. But the administration is definitely supportive, helped me out with that.
Nice.
Good.
Well, I know you're our mayor, but I'm sure that's probably your first priority.
It is, for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So tell us, you have been busy. Tell us some of the things you've been up to. I know there's stuff in the news. There's a lot to cover.
Yeah, a lot's been going on. Certainly the water project has occupied a lot of folks' time. We've also had the new health expansion kickoff with Congressman Baumgartner's in town for that. We have actually the new website is kicking off today.
Nice.
For the city.
Nice.
A lot of planning for, as you mentioned before, the citywide cleanup on the 18th. A lot of work going into maximizing, I guess, the opportunity for that to help folks in town, clean up stuff, help each other out. I think this year's effort was really more about helping out your neighbor. We really thought a lot about, how do we best encourage people to reach out, look around, and realize they may have some people that might not have the physical ability to participate in the cleanup. So maybe reach out and offer some help. I have not seen the final numbers on how many volunteers we have lined up yet this year. But I've heard a lot of people talking about it, so I assume it's going to be good.
Very cool. Yeah, and I know there was a young man at council meeting that was talking about it. Instead of calling your neighbors or calling enforcement on your neighbors, maybe just go knock on their door and say, "Hey, do you need a hand?"
Yeah, I think that's always nice to do. Reach out just to make sure if they can't, do it themselves, you can help them out do it for sure.
Exactly. Or, lend a leaf blower or something.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's kind of who we are in Chewelah, for sure.
There's a variety of reasons people can't take care of their yard, and it's not all just because they don't want to.
For sure, and I think we have to assume that's not the case. We have to first assume that they're just either too busy or, have some physical limitations maybe.
Or maybe the lawnmower's broke.
Yeah.
Right.
And they just can't get it fixed.
Right.
And they can't afford to buy a new two blade, double blade, self-propelled.
It was a closeout model. It was a year-end closeout. I got it in the fall, so yeah, I got a good deal. That's
good.
That's the only reason I was able to get it.
Well, the mower is cheap, but those batteries will kill you.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're like the big 80-volt ones too. They're beefy.
Nice.
So I want to talk about the water project. I know there's been a lot of need for that, and a lot of issues with the water here. And I know when we first moved here, we took a look at the plumbing. We're like, okay, we need a water softener. We need filters. We that was the first thing we put in our house. But a lot of people don't have that, and it causes a lot of plumbing issues. As a former plumber, I'm going to get on my soapbox here and say it. The hard water really wreaks havoc on your plumbing and causes a lot of expenses down the road. So where are we on that water project?
Well, where we're at is we started drilling last week. So they're out there now drilling the new well. This is part of the $9 million USDA loan the city received, which your increased water bills are helping to cover. And so that will take place now. The drilling I think it's somewhere between 6 and 12 months.
Okay.
Once the drilling's completed, then all the infrastructure around it, the pumps and the rest of the piping for it has to be installed. So I think we're looking at somewhere between 18 and 24 months for it to be completely online and working.
And we'll have clean, debris-free water?
Yeah, the expectation certainly is that we won't need to chlorinate with this new well.
Good.
And so chlorination is what kicks up the manganese. I can never pronounce that right, manganese. And so without that chlorination, you won't see the brown water, you won't have the smell. You shouldn't have the sediment coming through as well. But so that should fix the majority of the problems. That'll fix both the water quality and the water capacity, which we're extremely limited on right now.
Right.
There are some parts of town that aren't experiencing the appropriate water pressure.
Yeah.
So that will fix that as well. So it's a long time coming, and it's really unfortunate how the citizens of Chewelah have had to live with this for so long.
Yeah. So does it affect all the houses in Chewelah? How about the houses up at the golf course?
It will not affect the golf course because the
Okay.
golf course is on a separate well.
Okay.
Good question.
Now, I have a question. I know, I've seen some residential wells drilled, and I know it's a completely different system. Maybe you have some insight into it. Someone for the house. It takes a couple days. They come out, they drill the well, pop the thing down the hole, and we're done. And I think it takes.
That
2-3
sounds like
days
it should
max.
be cheaper the way you explain it.
Right? Right? Yeah, that equipment is very expensive. So what is the process here? I mean, obviously this is a much larger well than anything residential. Do you have any of the specifics of what they're doing?
So, if I remember the numbers, our public works director stated a few times in D.C. to kind of put it in perspective, but it was, I think we're around 2,000 gallons a minute with our current well. And the new well will put us up somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 gallons per minute.
Nice.
So substantially more water volume. That will run through the current mains that we have. So that well will be connected to the current system. And of course, then I'm sure we're going to get to the DC trip, and that was all about the water main project, which is completely separate. And we went to DC with the same ask we had 2 years ago, which this time the amount was $953,000 to address a third of our water mains. And we took pictures, and of course there was a whole package that our political advisor, what do they call it, lobbyist, Keller Partners, which did an incredible job preparing us. But they had a packet for each of the elected officials, and in that packet it showed them a cross-section of our water main and showed, as an example, excuse me, if it were a 10-inch main, it looked like it was actually operating like a 4 or 6-inch main because there was so much buildup in it that really restricts the volume and certainly affects the quality of the water. So if we get that grant, that'll address a third of our water mains.
So what's the buildup? I mean, is it chemicals? Is it dirt? What builds up?
It's sediment. I mean, they're 80 years old.
Yeah.
They're lead pipes. They're iron pipes with lead fittings. And those react to corrosion over time. So there's a lot of things that go into that buildup. Manganese is part of it.
That's interesting. I just thought when they flushed the lines, it cleaned it out and they were real clean.
The looser sediment in it gets cleaned out, but the most of the buildup is hardened, and it's kind of permanently part of that.
Wow.
Kind of like if you don't brush your teeth properly, you get that hard buildup that doesn't come off.
Yeah, man. Hopefully nobody's eating right now.
Right.
So I want to know what's going to happen with the old wells. Are we still using them, or are they going to be capped and just for emergencies?
As far as I know, they're going to be capped. They're not going to be used.
Okay.
No. How did that go? Your trip to DC? I know you're going seeking funding. Did you speak in front of anybody, or did you get an audience?
We certainly did. I don't know if you saw the article from the Spokesman Review. Now that was actually part of a proactive effort to try and bring more attention to our situation, and our city administrator had relationships with the Spokane paper, so we reached out to those to try and get them to have an interest in writing an article. And so, there was also a correspondent from the Spokesman Review in D.C. that chatted with me and got the picture in the article you saw. But so that brought more attention to the trip. And as I mentioned, Keller Partners, our political advisor, lobbyist there, did an incredible job setting up the meetings there. They have great relationships with the offices of each of our elected officials, so they were able to set up meetings. We met with Senator Cantwell and Senator Murray. We met with Congressman Baumgartner's office, although he wasn't available. He was on the floor on a vote. So we met with his legislative assistant, who was very apprised. But I got to say, both the senators were really well tuned into our plight right now. They're very familiar with our city. They were familiar with our ask from 2 years ago. I think they really understood and embraced our need. They were very gracious to spend the time that they did, given how busy things were. They were in session at the time. In fact, Senator Murray came in for maybe 10 minutes, and then we got a picture before she left, and she had to blow out to go down to the floor for a vote. Senator Cantwell, Murray Cantwell, she actually spoke about staying at the Mississauga Hotel when she was here 2 years ago.
Oh, nice.
We had a nice little conversation because Tammy and I stayed at the Mississauga for the Hope Gala a week prior, and so we had a nice exchange about our opinions about the hotel and how great it was. And
nice.
So I know Senator Cantwell is well dialed into us here as well. So they're both very supportive, gave very reassuring, positive responses to our ask a lot of questions about our situation. I can't tell you how important it was to have our public works director there.
Yeah.
He knows this stuff in his sleep.
And that's Mike Frizzell?
Mike Frizzell.
Yeah.
He has it dialed down, and he was there able to respond to every question they asked about the particulars about the project and about the challenges. And so the whole thing went off very well. I really felt good about it. Now, at the end of the day, and people have asked me, how were the meetings? And I really hate talking about good meetings because good meetings are only as good as the results that they produce, in my opinion.
Right.
And I think we won't know the initial results. I think the first indication we'll have is next week when the congressman's recommendation to the congressional appropriations are made. Mm-hmm. And so he'll make his selection, and then we'll know if we made his list. And then his list, I believe, goes into the Congressional Appropriations Committee, and they will then decide from all the Congress people's inputs what will make the list.
Right.
That'll happen, I think, in the June-July timeframe. And then after that, then I believe there's some discussion between the congressional side and the Senate side, because the Senate also has their appropriations, and Senator Murray is actually the vice chair of the Appropriations Committee. So that also clearly is a benefit for us potentially.
Yeah.
So they'll talk and decide, and ultimately then the Senate and Congress appropriation recommendations will become part of a bill. And if we make it that far onto the bill, then we have to wait for the bill to be voted on, which typically would happen September, October timeframe. And that's 2 years ago where we got hung up. We made the bill, but the bill never got voted on because of the change in administration. They delayed the vote, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, we all remember that. That was how long was I know with the FCC I had a lot of reports that all of a sudden, after months and months of waiting, all had to be done all at once.
Yeah.
Thank you, FCC.
Yeah.
Wow. So hopefully we'll get some results off of that. No. When you say replace the water mains, I know on my street a couple of years ago they actually came through and replaced all of the water lines in my street. And I know it wasn't the only street they did that on. And now, where is that in relation to the water mains that will be replaced?
Well, I don't know where you live, Chuck.
Oh, I'm on King Street, but I know there were a few streets in town that got they tore up the street
probably because of leaks.
Okay,
which is largely caused because of the iron and lead that don't last forever, and they're like I said, 80 years old. So those are probably repairs that were being done.
Okay,
not new lines for the sake of the smaller restricted lines.
Yeah, they were out of necessity, not preventative.
For sure.
Care.
Yeah, and the arrival of the replacement water mains will be really good with the expansion of New Health. Mm-hmm. We'll need to do some work with the water lines to provide them with adequate water supply for that project as well.
Yeah. So I think we've pretty much covered the water. Let's talk about New Health.
I just want to know how long will it take for the well to be completed,
Online.
that project?
Yeah, I think it's right now we anticipate it to be 18 to 24 months.
Okay. So it's not like we're going to say, oh, tomorrow I'm going to have good water.
Flip a switch and boom.
Yeah.
And by the way, I had a homeowner that provided me with some sediment from their sink to take with me to D.C. to use as show and tell. And I pulled the envelope out to the senators and showed them, it wasn't much anymore. Some of it had dissipated, but it was still there.
Give it a good shake before you showed it.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, one other important fact that I think Jared and Andrea are putting out in the paper this week, I think the statistic that the congressman's office told us was, I think it was last year, there were 600 requests for funding. Out of those 600, 20 of those requests were made in person. And of the 19 of the 20 were made in person, and there were 20 ultimately approved, and only one of those was not someone who showed up in person.
Wow.
So the importance of being there physically, asking for the money. I know I've had some questions about, well, did it make sense to spend the money to send you guys out to D.C.? Believe me, it was not a boondoggle. It was
a
get up at
calculated
3 o'clock
expense.
in the morning, catch a 6 a.m. flight, arrive at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, go to dinner to prepare for the meetings the next day, get up the next morning, get to Capitol Hill, and get prepared. You have to wait in line for over an hour to get into the Capitol.
Oh, yeah.
I think it probably coincided with spring break, and there were a lot of kids there. But we had to wait for over an hour to get in. And then you had to go to your meetings, and they were all back to back to back to back. And then you concluded the evening, with, okay, take a deep breath. It's kind of over. The next day we got a couple hours at the Capitol through that tour, and then back on a Uber back to the airport, fly home, got home, landed at 11, got into bed by 1. So it was,
wow.
It was
a
pretty
whirlwind.
intense 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we were talking a little bit about visiting there. I've been there before, but it was definitely not a 3-day. It was a much longer experience than that. I couldn't imagine. There's so much to see and so much to do, and
well, you fulfilled your purpose, though.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
so,
we
but
hope so.
It feels. I mean, it feels promising, and I know it would make a huge difference in everybody's lives. Totally worth it.
Yeah,
I would say. So
the thing I had to kind of come down a little bit from, levitation.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of floating when you leave there, but especially when the senators refer to you, Mr. Mayor, when they are introduced to you.
Yeah.
And it was really cool that they actually said that, but you need to come back down to earth. We are a small town, and we all roll our sleeves up and go to work every day and do what we got to do to make this place great.
Well, that's absolutely easier for them too. They don't have to remember your name.
Wow. All right. Well, I do hope that turns out for the best. I know we need it. Gosh, that would be just as somebody who lives here myself. That would be a huge relief.
Okay, and so we've got some other projects going on, don't we? I saw that they're starting to do some work on the 395. Can you tell us anything about that?
I started today. So I
and that's no joke.
What's that?
That's no joke.
That's no joke. Yeah. They are physically there, out there. It's funny, somebody brought up a concern the other day too. So we're going to we've had one meeting with WSDOT before the kickoff or the re-kickoff. And we were in D.C., so Mike and I weren't able to attend. But we're going to have another meeting here shortly. I think they've got kind of a cookie cutter approach. I don't want to criticize WSDOT, but it just seems like we're the first community that they're doing this to, adding on the bike lanes and all the other curbing that goes along with the plan.
I know there were standards. I didn't realize we were the first.
Yeah.
To have this implemented.
And I think along with being the first, clearly that there's a lot of trial and error.
Right.
And so I think we need to be, and I think we have been, but I think we're going to be much more dialed in this spring about the progress, the actual implementation of the plan, making sure that we try to minimize the effect. I know one of the concerns is snow plowing in the winter, like we experience on West Main now with that complete streets. It makes it a lot more complicated. Snow removal.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're going to be looking for opportunities to have some latitude with, what are the requirements that dictates if you take the money to do the streets, we have to do it our way kind of thing. And so we're looking for opportunities to have some latitude within that to make sure it's common sense. And I'm really concerned about a few things for sure, as the administration is as well. about some of the things that are part of that plan. So there's going to be a lot of dialogue, conversation. One of the other things that we're going to do better this project is to communicate better with our business owners that live along 395. We've been making attempts to try and compile an email list of all the businesses that are up and down 395 that'll be affected. And it's going a bit slow. The access to that information isn't real easy. And so it's probably going to be a door-to-door thing. We're going to be collecting email addresses to make sure that we can, on a consistent basis, communicate to the business owners.
Right.
Yeah, and then you hope that they read their email. I was
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I needed some work done.
You do what you can do.
Yeah, I needed some work done at my house, and I had emailed him, and 2 weeks later I got the answer, and then I called yesterday, and he says, "Oh, I don't check my email," and I'm thinking, why have email if you don't check it?
Yeah.
Check your email, folks.
Yeah.
So I know there were some delays before. I know for one there was the large strike last year.
Yeah, labor. Yeah, strike.
And then after the strike was over, they did get to work on it, but they worked very briefly. Now, did they just stop that because of the season, because of wintertime coming up?
I'm trying to remember back. I do know that there was more than one crew working on it, and there was kind of a piece of it is a little bit further north, and a piece of it that was, the part that runs through downtown. And the labor dispute affected groups differently.
Right.
So what you may have seen was the group that wasn't affected finishing up before the winter set in. But there were definitely delays from that labor dispute that caused them to not get as much done before winter set in, for sure.
Right. So, pardon me, I got a frog in my throat. Are they going to be starting? I know like you said, there's been concerns about business. I know the market is a huge concern of what's going to happen with the market this year. Access to the park. Now, are they going to try to get some of that area over there by the park, by the market area, done first, and then moving south? Do you know where they're going to progress from? I'm
not aware of the plan that specifically addresses timing of certain sections. Like I said, I think we have a meeting. I think it's Tuesday or it's next week with them to kind of go through all the particulars on the project. But I do know there's been a lot of conversations about minimizing the effect and the impact on the farmers market. There's been discussion about moving parking and vendor parking to where the RV park is now. Take it off of 395. So there's efforts being done to try and minimize the impact for sure. Yeah.
Okay. And I know there's from being a market vendor myself, I know there's some concerns about that side because that bridge that goes across down on that side is very steep to get down to that bridge. And when you're carrying your stuff, in a wagon or carrying it by hand, it's a little bit of a haul to get that up and down.
Yeah, when you buy all that stuff that your arms are completely full and you're leaving,
know, right?
all those vendors are very happy.
He's talking about being a vendor.
Oh,
bringing it down,
vendor.
bringing a
Packing
vendor.
your stuff in and out.
I think the intent is that vendors end up parking more on the RV side.
Yeah.
So they're not going across that bridge.
Well,
but they will cross the bridge.
Yeah, you have to cross that bridge. You have to
the
go
walking
down.
bridge.
Well, they can go across, I thought, down the sidewalk. They're on 395 back into the farmers market area. No?
No, you'd have to walk.
Clear around.
There'd be a big long walk around.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, they'd have to go down.
Well,
but that's not for here. That's another conversation.
Yeah.
So any idea on a timeline for getting the highway project finished?
Again, with those delays, the timetable's changed, but we won't know until probably this next week.
Okay.
But like I said, there's going to be a lot more communication this year. We're going to do a better job of making sure people are aware of what's going on. Do what we can. It'll be on the website. It'll be on some, I think it's super important to push information, and the email will be the push in addition to the Facebook posts on the City of Chewelah page.
So, did I hear or read right that there's some way you can sign up that we can get texts of things that are happening, like the school has a text?
Yeah, it's an app called Nixle that we use. The city uses.
And where do I go? Can I go to the
put it in
website?
a search bar right there. Put a Nixle
in here.
Yeah,
NIXLE. Okay.
I have the app and I don't even know how to spell it. There it is.
Citywide
Sign up
communication.
here. Look at that. It's on the website.
Yeah. So, but you'd have to know that it was Nixle because there's no place else looking for it.
Yeah, I think it's been on our Facebook page.
Right.
Before.
I've seen it there. I just wanted to help people find, so sign up here for the city, makes use of this to provide for ongoing projects and emergency alerts. It's a free sign up. Yeah, this is great. Okay. So.
All right. I was going to try to see if I could sign up right here on the air to show you how quick it was, but now it's my turn to talk.
Okay.
I need to talk. But yeah, I know it is pretty easy to sign up, and it's Nixle.
Yeah.
Nixle.
Nixle. Nice.
So there's another story that I want to talk about, and this involves you and your wife personally. So there was this story going around, and I know I do think I confirmed it was true, that you and your wife actually stopped somebody's house from burning down. What is the story there? Because I mean that's big time stuff, man. You guys are heroes.
Well, I would certainly go that far, but I think I've probably said this a few more times lately. So I think it's actually happening. I think it was divine intervention that we just happened to be driving by Sand Canyon. We looked over and saw smoke. Tammy saw it first. And, it was right during the, slash pile burns. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't clear whether it was coming from that or from a building on fire. So we saw it coming, and then we kind of drove by, and then we thought, that didn't look like it was coming from a pile. And if it were, it would be right next to a building. So we made a U-turn, came back, drove up next to the property, got out, went over, and on the backside of a barn, it was on fire. It was, flames were going up the wall. I was like, wow. So I called 911. Tammy went to the front, to the home, knocked on the door to let them know. Mm-hmm. Nobody was home. But I went inside the barn, and the only livestock I could see were rabbits, so Tammy and I pulled out the rabbits. It was kind of smoke-filled at that point, and then we went looking for a water source to try and put it out until the fire department showed up. And then we found a bucket where they had some water in it already, so threw it on there and then filled it up with some more water, and we doused it pretty good. I don't know if it was completely out, but then the fire department came. And in fact, I saw David Watts, one of our volunteer firemen, jump out of the truck and immediately got the hose on it and completely drenched it and put it out. Man, they were there in a hurry, and they were there. They knew exactly what they were doing. It was kind of cool to see, given the fact that these aren't full-time professionals, that they knew exactly what to do and were prepared when they hit the ground. Wow. Pretty cool.
I mean, this is a Hallmark movie, small town mayor and his wife fighting the blaze, saving the bunny rabbits. I want to see at least an episode of like Reno 911 or something.
Yeah, 30 years ago, I happened to do the same thing. I ran an afternoon paper route, and I was out running around Waits Lake, and I went by a house, and there was a burn pile, and it had spread over, and it was going towards, I don't know if it was going up the garage wall or not, but I stopped, went to the door, and the homeowner came out, and we got some hoses and got it out. She said she'd started this little slash pile and just gone inside for a minute. But you know how a minute can turn into 20?
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how long she'd really been in there, but we got the fire out. And every time I'd go by there, I'd think, that house would have burned down if I wouldn't have been there driving my afternoon paper route and stopped and, done
Divine
something.
Divine intervention.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to knock on wood here because my wife and I, but we have a pretty healthy fear of home fires, and especially living in an older home, things dry out, things are, we build our homes in the United States out of matchsticks, and it's a little scary, and I had a scare recently a few years ago. I was using my pellet smoker, and I had I was making bacon. I was trying to make my own slab of bacon, and apparently that bacon is very fatty, and that fat can build up in the bottom of your pellet smoker, and start a fire.
Oh, yeah.
And they also have fans running. And it was basically, I went out and there was a blowtorch going on my plum tree next to
Whoa.
my house.
Yeah. Whoa.
And it was, the plum tree hadn't quite caught on fire yet, but it was well on its way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
so fire is
terrifying.
The whole story here, the lesson that we learned from all three of these stories is watch your fire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how this one started that you saw. Was it a man-made started?
No, it was, I think it was electrical because it was burning on a wall that had electrical on it. Back to your point about the homes, some of the older homes, the electrical is probably maybe the bigger opportunity for a fire.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we had friends that she was going upstairs to check on some kids, and she could hear this crackling, and she opened the door to the attic, and it was on fire, and it was an electrical fire.
Yeah.
She got the kids out, and she said she called her husband. He came home from work, and he went in and he took some figurine off the piano and started walking out the door, and he realized how stupid this was, crashed it down, went back and got something that was, because he had some time, and went and got some important papers and things that were more important than this
I think
figurine.
the moral of the story here is see something, do something.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
I think, again, with our perspective, having lived in California and Texas and Georgia and here, I would say that one of the really cool things that we get to enjoy about our community is I think we do look out for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't think for a minute that there wasn't an influence on what Tammy and I have seen in the community, how people take care of each other, that didn't influence our actions that day.
Yeah.
Yep.
We knew that's what people would have done.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, and it goes, especially a time right now when as in general, across the country, we're at a time right now when people are really divided, and I think it's up to places like ours to just help each other out and get along.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the key to getting around that. Realize these are your neighbors. We all have more in common.
Well, and if we wanted to be divided, we could.
Yeah.
We've got many churches. We've got many political views. We've got many moral views. We've got everything that the whole United States has. We have divisions here in Chihuahua.
Oh, yeah.
But we have people who are friends from all those different kinds of groups, and they don't look down their nose, or, well, most of them, and persecute people, each other. You know,
it was interesting to feel that in D.C. You could feel the divisiveness, certainly.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that when you come home to Chihuahua, you don't feel that.
Yeah.
And like you said, Sharon, we have lots of different perspectives in town. We don't all agree on everything. And divisiveness, I don't think, it's a word with a definition. Mm-hmm. But I think the true meaning of divisiveness is where you're kind of on your perspective, your position, whatever it is, and you're unwilling to listen and consider. And to me, that's true divisiveness. And I think the difference here isn't that we see things differently, because we do. Mm-hmm. I think the difference is that we're more open to have dialogue, have conversation, listen to the other side, with the understanding that you may not convince me of your perspective. That's okay. But I'm going to listen. And it happens. And that dialogue, that interaction happens here.
Yeah.
Without the threat of feeling like you're going to get into some heated argument.
Sometimes shutting your mouth and opening your ears helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think that is one of the things that I think have a sense of here more so than I've seen elsewhere. But I think we have an opportunity, because it's not a static thing. I mean, it's not, it's going to progress either way. It's going to get better or it's going to get worse. It's not going to stay the same.
Right.
You have to put an effort into it in order for it to improve. If you don't, it's going to get worse. And I think if we continue to work on this, one of the many things that make us really special, we can make this one of those things that continues to make us special. We're kind of a vacuum, a bubble, where we don't have to have that divisiveness in our community.
Mm-hmm. We're a village.
A village.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, so really quick, we're running up to the top of the hour. I want to hear about the new health project.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. So they've broken ground, so to speak. Acquired some land. It's going to be in back of the old McDonald's. It's going to be 4 phases. They're going to expand services here in town to include dental. They're going to expand the pharmacy to a full-service pharmacy, and a drive-through window, I believe, is part of the plan. They are on it. I mean, they got some really sharp people at New Health. I think we're working really well together, the city, and I know Steve Shalak from Windermere is involved as well. And so we get into a room, and we've got, all the people can make decisions, provide insight to be able to make decisions quickly to move this project along as fast as we can. It's going to be great for the community. It's going to add almost double their workforce. And the workforce isn't limited to minimum wage workforce. It's going to be higher paying jobs, as I understand. So that's going to bring some, additional jobs, additional revenue. Those folks are going to shop in our stores and dine in our restaurants. So it's pretty exciting.
That is exciting.
So at one time they had talked about purchasing the middle school for some training and stuff, and I know that fell through. This is replacing that.
Correct.
That plan. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Probably less expenses involved in building new than making that middle school functional.
Could be because of the asbestos and other things. Yeah.
The cost was significant. There would have been maybe some funding that would have helped remediate some of that asbestos issue, but that would have taken a lot of time and maybe more time.
Right.
It's a shame because that's a really cool, very historic building in a great location in our town. I know there's some folks talking about different ways to utilize that property. They want to preserve it. They definitely want to use it. It's a great location. But New Health is kicking off south of town here a little bit.
So will they have room for training?
Yes,
because that's what the one thing that I was excited about, the
vocational training.
Okay.
Yeah, they definitely have a plan for that, and that'll be part of that.
Because we've had them here on the radio, and they've talked about working with the school and doing some training while kids are still in school for different health occupations and.
One of the things that they showcased while Congressman Baumgartner was here was a couple of folks. One was a student, I believe, that started right out of the vocational training into work, and the other was another young lady who had gone through some personal challenges, and New Health stuck with them and supported them and provided opportunities for education to kind of further their skill set to see promotion opportunities and added responsibilities at New Health, and it was a really cool story. It's very moving, and the congressman presented them with a challenge coin, I believe it was, to commemorate their efforts and their commitment to focusing on improving themselves.
Nice. Yeah, I know New Health has been already. They've been a huge asset to the community. Both here, Colville, the whole area, and that's I'm really happy to see them finally getting this expansion.
Yeah, it's not just a business that's expanding, adding jobs. This is, but they're expanding healthcare, which is if you want a business to grow in your community, having healthcare expand is pretty cool.
It is.
Well, yeah, because we've got good healthcare providers, but they can't be for everyone.
Right.
Dr. Boone, Dr. Larson, Dr. Johnstone, we've got some good doctors. But if everybody had to go to the doctor at the same time, there's no way, that they could handle everybody.
And we're growing. The town is growing.
Absolutely.
We're expected, the consensus predicted that we're going to be up close to 2,800 people at the end of this year.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's from what was the previous number?
Well, I'm looking at New Health opportunities for full-time employees, competitive salaries, 4 weeks of paid time off plus 9 paid holidays, paid medical, dental, and vision, 401k plan with matching contribution, continuing professional education license and tuition reimbursement opportunities, health savings account, flexible spending account options, and other supplemental benefits offered. That is amazing.
Well, the radio's been fun. I got to go apply for jobs.
I've never in my life wanted to be a nurse, but I have been for the last 9 years, but with my husband. But that was not on my bucket list. But if you are wanting to be in healthcare, gosh, this is a great place and a great community to live in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
just those benefits really bump up your salary.
Oh, yeah.
It really does.
That has the potential to change the dynamics in this area,
Absolutely.
Like you said, you can't really have the growth without being able to care for the people that live here.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So, especially as, I know there are more and more younger people coming here, people raising families coming back, graduating high school, going to college, starting a family, and then moving back here, which is fantastic to see.
Yep.
But we still have quite a large population of aging residents, and some of the healthcare programs that we've lost over the last few years, I know has been a huge hit to some of the folks.
Yeah, physical therapy, nursing home, all kinds of things that with the aging population we need. And so this could be the start of expanding that.
I know I'm throwing myself in this aging population here, but I recently had to do some physical therapy on my shoulder. And I had to quit early because, having to drive out to Deer Park, my therapists were fantastic. But I just never had I kept having to cancel appointments. I just never had the time.
Yeah.
That's by the time you go there, do your appointment, that's 2 hours out of your day that sometimes you just don't have the time for.
Oh, yeah. And you probably didn't qualify for in-home.
Yeah.
Like Gino, when he had to have physical therapy, they came to the house. But you have to be really housebound for them.
I wouldn't want to take that away from somebody that needs it anyway. But
Yeah, that hit home, when they closed up at Providence, the physical therapy department. It was a bummer.
Yeah.
And so, it's actually been in our conversations about how do we figure out a way back to having physical therapy offered. It's not like there wasn't enough demand.
Right.
Because I think it still took 3 weeks to get in to see a therapist.
Yeah.
So the demand is there. And they've been part of my conversations with New Health as well. They're certainly receptive to the idea. It's not just a matter of having an office and hiring a couple therapists. There's more to it than that.
Right.
But it's certainly within the realm of consideration. But then my dad required physical therapy, and I had to take him down to Deer Park. Mm-hmm. And so it kind of hit home the difficulties and complexities, and 395 isn't the safest highway.
Right.
And, have your 92-year-old father driving up and down 395 going to physical therapy, I'd rather not see that.
Yeah.
Well, I do know that, and I got to give a huge shout out to the former physical therapy team at St. Joseph's. I truly, truly believe I wouldn't be here today without them. They saved my life, not just from the physical therapy standpoint, but from the emotional aspect of going and having that support team behind you, and Judy and Taryn and Bob and everybody over there.
Taryn,
yeah, hugily supportive. Able to sort of keep you going through those rough spots. When you're down. And I was wheelchair bound for a year, and there were times when I didn't know if I was ever going to walk again.
Wow.
And just being there, especially with Judy's smiling face every day, it was really, really helpful. So.
Well, and some of those are working in Deer Park now, and as I've talked to them, they would really like to be back in Chewelah, helping people in Chewelah, because they were busy, but then they didn't have to do the travel. You're talking about travel.
Yeah.
The physical therapists have to travel, too, to be able to do their job.
Yeah, I had some of the same team that I had here. They're now in Deer Park.
Bob and Taryn.
Yeah.
Good people.
So, and really quick before we get out of here, we are running a little bit late. Tawny says good morning. Good morning, Tawny.
And she says we could have a show called the Chewelah 911.
Right? Get the bunnies out now. It'd be a heartwarming, touching scene. Yeah, she also suggests maybe doing the market on the other side. I know that's been discussions in some of the market meetings.
Doing the market on the other side of the park?
Yeah, on the other side of the park by the children's area. If the construction gets too bad for a few weeks, I know one of the issues is there's no power over there, or not enough power. There's already not enough power as it is.
There is hidden power by the scout cabin along the road, and it's in the bushes.
But not enough for
the whole
50 vendors to hook up
exactly.
to.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are we're actually past time here, so I just want to give you a chance if there's anything we missed or anything you want to say to the people out there before you head out for the day.
No, I think that's about it. We got a city council meeting tonight. So if you're so inclined to come and watch us in action, we will be discussing, I think we're going to bring up the notion. There's been a lot of feedback on composting and the fact that the state regulations kind of mandated that we close it down. Unfortunately, the costs were going up considerably with some of the state mandates. So as a consequence,
That's been a huge thing for the community.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of discussion about it, and I think it's going to be referred to a committee on the 13th of April. So the committee will listen to some concepts and ideas. There's also planning, or at least discussing, to maybe have a on the 15th meeting to have some public input. So if any of you are thinking about going to the council meeting tonight, wanting to bring that up, it's probably best to be prepared to bring that up on the 15th of April, because there will be a public comment section in the agenda specifically to address the composting situation.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's Pechacuchu, too, on the 15th. I saw that, and I'm going, oh.
Oh, no.
Because I always attend that. Oh, well.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
I think I'm signed up to do that one. I should probably start preparing. I don't know. I thought I was signed up for other ones and didn't do it, but or it ended up not. But yeah. So is there anything else you want to?
That's it.
Okay. And I do know tonight there's also going to be a discussion on potentially reopening applications for the lodging tax funds. Someone reminded me that I should show up to potentially talk about that. I don't know. Maybe that's just.
Yeah, I know we've been having discussions. It's gone through committee. I can't recall what's on the agenda right now.
Okay.
But
I read it all. But
is it on there?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't recall.
Well, you can find out if you show up to the city council meeting tonight.
Well, and you could go to the city council site, the website, and you can get the agenda right there, and you know what's happening.
Outstanding. And is that the new website that people are going to see today?
Should be launched today. That was the plan.
All righty. Well, really quick before we get out of here, I'm going to check that out, and then we're going to get out of here for the day, let you get back to your busy schedule. Let's see. So let's tell us again the website.
It says cityofchihuahua.org.
Yeah.
And so I'm pulling it up. It looks like the same one we've had.
Yeah, that's the old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for that, and looking forward to see the new website.
Yep.
And I want to thank you so much for coming on today. Really appreciate it, and all the insight and all the stuff that's happening around town.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, no problem. We were going to try to work in an April Fool's joke in there, but I don't think we had time. Maybe we'll talk about that new artwork installation that's going in at the new roundabout. Yeah. What are you talking about? Don't do that.
Let's go with your statue.
Yeah, we're going to put in the city's going to put in a lovely statue dedicated to the former mayor, Dorothy Knaus. She's going to be tall and proud and in bronze in the middle of the roundabout in front of Sand Canyon Road.
Hopefully she's not listening.
I think that's triggered about 20% of the population, and the rest of the 80% weren't listening.
Okay, so I do see I pulled up the agenda. We have presentations on the Civic Center mural proposal. Chamber of Commerce has their quarterly report, and the comprehensive plan update. That's a biggie. The comprehensive plan.
Oh yeah.
So, and you talked about the park. There's old businesses, campground rules and campground fees, and new businesses, business expense and residential fences. So.
Yeah. All right.
Yep. So we've got quite a bit going.
Well, again, thank you so much for coming in today. I want to thank everyone out there for listening. This has been your KCHW Morning Show right here on KCHW 102.7, your Northern Lights Public Radio. Enjoy the day out there. Stay dry, everyone. And keep an ear out for the mountain to see if they're getting any snow up there. So have a great day, everyone. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
It's 9:10.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair,